Hey everybody, Belinda Sandor. I am here with Yvonne and I'm very excited. Yvonne is a current member in VA school. And I think you were one of the first people to sign up. And I remember meeting you beforehand and you were telling me about your VA business. And so when you joined the challenge, I was like, okay, who is this woman? What's she all about? And you decided to sign up for VA school. And now I think we know each other pretty well, which is very nice. So,
Yes.
so tell me a little bit about your business. Like your background, where you live, stuff like that.
I live in California in Palmdale, the high desert. And my previous experience, I have probably all together like 30 years of experience. Starting off, my first admin job, I think, was with an eye doctor as a receptionist.
Hmm.
So, but most recently, it was over 20 years with a private publisher and the pandemic and all the fun stuff, and I was laid off, and I'd actually been thinking about having my own business and what I could do. And I explored coaching and then virtual assistant, and this seemed kind of like just the natural thing because it was something I'd been doing. I already had worked from home for about 14 years, so I thought, well, let me try this.
Hmm.
And so before I joined VA school, I had my business about a year and a half, but I wasn't really getting consistent clients, and I kind of felt like I was floundering a bit.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, it's hard to do it alone, because
Mm,
I think we spend a lot of time trying to figure out what we're supposed to be doing. And then we do it, and then we think, is that the right thing? And then we stop doing it, and then we do some other thing,
yeah,
right? I mean, that's what I do, right? Left alone. I do some
exactly.
fun
And
things.
like I said, I had also explored coaching, so I was kind of going back and forth. What do I want to do? And then I was like, well, maybe I could do both at the same time, and that was just like it split my focus too much.
Hmm.
And I had been following you already off and on for quite a while. So when I seen you doing VA school and the Kickstart challenge, I have to do this. I just have to do this.
Hmm.
So and see what it's all about.
That's awesome. So now that you've made the decision to be a VA and not a coach, like how does that sit with you? Is that working out?
It is, and I do plan to bring coaching in, maybe hopefully in the second quarter this year because I'm feeling more confident now with thanks to VA school with my virtual assistant. I
Mhm.
just want to bring on more clients and have more steady income with my VA business before I do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is the thing when you so here you are, think about it, like before you signed up and VA school is sitting there and you're thinking about joining and then you walk through the doors, what's the thing that you thought, "Oh wow, I didn't expect that."
Uh, I think you mostly, and I know you say you hear this a lot, but it is so true because I have followed in other groups, and you can see right away they're just about selling their program and everything they do. I mean, the tips that you give just in the VA connection and everything that you put out there for free, there's no expectation there. It is just amazing. And I learned so much from you just watching all those tips and everything. And then whenever we talk to you or I talk to you, I can tell that you care about everybody individually and what their particular situation is. You're not just trying to sell your program. You're trying to help all of us. And that's where I'm coming from, in a place of I want to help as many of my clients as I can. So I really appreciate that coming from you.
Thanks for saying that. That means a lot because I saw a lot of well, not VA school programs in particular, but I mean VA training programs. But I have experienced programs where you go to the free training. At the end of the free training, I feel like, have we started yet? Because I didn't really get very far, and I would get really frustrated. And so
Mhm.
I was afraid that's how I was going to have to be too. And if it had to be like that, I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And so discovering that I could bring it all and give it all, and then just offer a path if someone wanted me to literally hold their hand, I like that a lot, because
Yes.
I don't have to try to figure out how much is too much and how much is not enough. So thanks for saying that. I appreciate it. And it's such a pleasure for me. I mean, I love study hall. If you guys said we should do it 3 times a week, I'd be like, okay, so because it's such a pleasure for me. So why don't you talk about study hall, like how it goes, what we talk about, and what it feels like?
Well, study hall is great. I'm only able to make it one day a week live, and I've watched some of the recordings. I admit I haven't watched all of them, but it's great, especially when I'm there live, and I can communicate with the others. And we usually we start off with our wins for the week or for the day or whatever, and then we talk about uh, maybe some difficulties. And if someone, I know if we have specific questions, we can send them to you ahead of time, and you try to address all of them. And it's great to get to know the others and to see where other people are coming from, and then we help each other.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't know how to do something and someone else does, they're like, oh, call me, DM me, I can help you with that. And then it also gives us a referral system. If we don't know how to do something specifically, or it's not our area of expertise, and a client or somebody needs that, we can refer them to somebody that we know,
Mm-hmm.
or vice versa. And I love the camaraderie, and and I've already made a few good friends. So
Mm-hmm. I
it's just
know.
it's support. Support is so, so important.
That's awesome. Yeah, I
Mhm.
have to say, I was surprised because I've become definitely friendly with everyone and friends with some. And I'm so surprised by that. It's like I have my own like little secret world in my office. It's like I'm
Yeah,
going in there with my people. And
exactly.
yeah, it's surprising how close you can feel to people,
Mhm.
when you're helping them and in a relationship with them. So can you talk a little bit about your lifestyle? How does being a VA fit in? I think some of the like pre-newbies that are watching are thinking about, like how does the work come in and how does the communication go, and how does that sort of feel?
For me, it feels fantastic. Like I said, I worked from home for 14 years, but for those years, I was on someone else's clock, like all the time. And I had to start at a certain time and finish at a certain time. And then during the day, I was on call for whoever needed me right then and there. If I was in the middle of fixing lunch, I would have to stop and sit at my desk and take dictation or whatever that was. And there was a point where we only had one car, and I had to go drop my husband off at his job because he was going in the afternoon, come back, and then an hour later I had to go pick up my daughter at school. And my boss was not always understanding of that. So being a VA, a virtual assistant, and having my own business, I can uh, uh, have my own hours and decide if I need to take someone to school, or well, my daughter's in college now, but but if I need to do something, like last month was my mom's 75th birthday. I hadn't been able to spend a birthday with my mom in several years because the nature of my job was we published every 2 weeks. And with Christmas holidays and Thanksgiving holidays, it was hard to take off time during that time. Her birthday's December 13th. This year, I went on Sunday. Her birthday was on Monday. I stayed Tuesday and came home Wednesday. I got to spend several days with her and help her celebrate her birthday. And it not only meant so much to me, but it meant a lot to her. And just those little things like that. And then the other day I posted in the group about a guilt-free lunch, because I went and I fixed my lunch, I tidied up the dishes, and then I sat down and I ate, and I could just relax and uh just know that my time was mine, and I did client work before, and then I had my lunchtime, and then I did client work after. So it's about freedom for me and being able to decide my own time.
That was massively valuable, and I want to tell you why. It really was, because in the Q&A, I have to say, I haven't had a job for 20 years. All right. I had a business before this, and then I've been Rocket Girl for 11 years. So there's some stuff that I've forgotten. And one of the women was asking the question, like, when they hire you, do you decide ahead of time when you're going to do the work? And you know what? It just ding, ding, ding went off, because she's probably been in a situation like you where she's making lunch, or she's about to walk out of the office for lunch, and someone's like, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And that's probably what she wants to get away from, which I totally understand. And you're right. You can go into the kitchen and know that you can take some time. You manage your deadlines, you manage your client communication, but they're not all up in your stuff, right? Because
Mhm.
you have it's just so different. It's hard to even explain, because I've had bosses. The famous boss was the 5:30 boss, the one that walks into
Mhm.
your office at 5:30, and you're like thinking about leaving because you have some
Mhm.
plans, and they'll stand in the
Exactly.
doorway for like a half an hour, 45 minutes, and you just are sitting there like your brain is freezing, and you're like, I can't get up and go. I have to listen to this person because you're going to get in trouble at work, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
um, yeah, that's really valuable, because it isn't like that at all. I mean, if I have plans, I just say to a client, yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. I'm going out.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was a 3:30 boss, and because the office closed at 4, and it was like at 3:30, all of a sudden he's realized all the stuff he didn't get done during the day. So then he's calling me or emailing me, and I'm like, "Really?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
30 minutes left in the day." Most people are winding down.
And he's
So
cranking it up.
yeah, exactly. So it's nice to have that, and I know, and usually I'm at my computer till 5:30, 6 o'clock. But at 6 o'clock for sure. Now I start later in the day too. So I make my own hours, and then I can finish. And then it's time to go fix dinner or whatever. And then I sit with my husband. We watch the shows that we watch and just have a relaxing evening. And I used to have the experience on Sundays towards the end of the day, especially, I would start to get very anxious and
Mhm.
upset and just annoyed thinking about Monday. And even though I just was coming here to my office, I never knew what was going to come and when it was going to come. And that's still true with my VA business sometimes, but I know I can manage it, and I know I don't have to, like, get it done right then and there. So I'm actually almost happy for Mondays, which is a
Well,
lot for me.
no, that's awesome. But the other thing is, that just occurred to me, is you don't have one boss. So if you don't like your boss, or your boss is a pain in the neck, you're just stuck with your boss, because that's what your paycheck and your
Yeah.
insurance and everything is tied to. But if you have
Mhm.
12 clients or 10 clients, and one of them you're not happy about it, two things happen. One is you spend enough time with the other people that they're not such, a big force, because
Yeah.
they're a smaller fraction, where if you have one boss, they're like the whole show. But the other
Mhm.
thing is if you are not totally loving working with them, and you get another client, you can gracefully and happily, change the relationship and decide not to work with them anymore. So it's
Exactly.
not that single point of failure, where if you don't like your boss, you're like, life is different. I know
Mhm.
people who don't like their boss, and it's rough. It's
It
really rough.
is. It is. Just, just in general, to have discontent with what you're doing is difficult. It makes all of life difficult, I think, because I'm in definitely a happier place right now than I have been in several years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. So, any parting thoughts about, for someone who's thinking about it, or kind of on the fence and doesn't, know what they want to do? What would you say to them?
Well, as I said in the beginning, whenever I first thought about your program, I felt like I had been floundering. And your program for me gave me the structure that I needed. It gave me the plan to follow. And even though I have 30 years of experience and I have 14 year, or well, now 16 years working from home, um, there were things that I was lacking as far as business structure because I hadn't ran a business. And your program just gave me that structure I needed, which just knowing the steps and knowing, what to implement gave me the confidence that I needed.
Mhm.
And that's really what it's been for me. I just, your program, I find it invaluable. And everything that you offer, it's loaded. VA school is really, really loaded. The modules, the videos are easy to listen to and to follow. And even the email newsletter part and just everything. And it's incredible what you're offering. It really is.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to have you. Thank you. I appreciate your time today, because the whole thing we're trying to do here is help the women who are thinking about being VA see
Mhm.
themselves in others. To say, I can do this. She's like me. That's my story,
Yes.
and that there's a place for them as well. So thank
Yeah.
you for providing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're so welcome. And I think whether they're just starting out or they have lots of experience, there's something in this program for everybody. And definitely you encourage people to contact you, and I would. Belinda is so easy to talk to, people.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to put my phone number up real quick because I'm serious about that. Here it is. Yeah, that's my actual phone number. If you call me, I will not pick it up because I don't pick up the phone. But if you text me, I will read it and I will text you back. But I would love to have anybody who is interested. We have 12 people in VA school so far, which is very exciting for just this short amount of time. And many have raised their hand, and I cannot wait to welcome them through the doors. Cannot wait. So thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all tomorrow, and I'll be in the Facebook group tonight. Okay.
Great.
Bye-bye.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.